Right now, millions of people are waking up every single day feeling completely lost, going through the motions, smiling on the outside, dying quietly on the inside. And the brutal truth, it's not because you're broken. It's not bad luck. It's because you've been living someone else's script, chasing their goals, fearing their judgment, waiting for their permission. But hear this loud and clear. The second you make one unbreakable decision, enough, I choose me. I choose now. The drift dies, the fire ignites, and the life you were born for finally starts roaring back to life. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to stop waiting and finally decide, listen to me, let's get real about this first key point right now, because if you truly understand it, everything else starts to shift. You don't feel lost because destiny decided to play a cruel joke on you. No, you don't feel lost because you're cursed with bad luck or because the universe singled you out for confusion. That's the lie most people buy into, and it keeps them powerless. The truth, the raw and powerless, is that feeling lost comes down to decisions you've made, often without even realizing it, and distractions you've allowed to take over your life. Think about it. From the moment you could walk and talk, the world started handing you scripts. Parents said, this is safe, this is smart, do this. Teachers said, follow this path, get these grades, chase this degree. Society screamed, buy this, look like this, achieve that milestone by this age or you're failing. And social media, it's the loudest voice of all, now showing you everyone else's highlight reel while quietly convincing your real life doesn't measure up. So what did you do? You started making decisions based on those external voices instead of your internal fire. You chose the job that paid the bills instead of the one that lit you up. You said yes to relationships that felt comfortable rather than ones that challenged you to grow. You filled your calendar with endless tasks, notifications, scrolling, obligations, all distractions that keep you busy but never fulfilled. Those aren't random accidents. Those are decisions. And every time you choose comfort over courage, approval over authenticity, noise over clarity, you drift a little further from who you really are. The distractions compound. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years. And suddenly you're looking around wondering, how did I get here? Because you've been navigating by someone else's compass. You've been chasing goals that weren't yours, measuring success by metrics that don't matter to your soul. That's why it feels like you're wandering in fog, not because there's no path, but because you've been walking someone else's road. The good news, if decisions and distractions got you here, then better decisions and ruthless focus can get you out. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect who's been building with the wrong blueprint. The moment you own that, really own it, you stop feeling like a lost passenger and start steering like a lost passenger and start steering like the driver you were born to be. Listen to me right now. We're diving deep into the second key point. And if this one lands in your chest, it can break chains you didn't even know were holding you back. The invisible chains of fear and shields, these are the silent thieves that steal your direction more than anything else. Fear isn't loud like a monster under the bed anymore. It's quiet, sophisticated, dressed up as logic. It's the voice that whispers, what if you try and fail? What if people laugh? What if you lose what little security you have? That fear keeps you small. It convinces you to stay in the job that's killing your spirit because at least it's stable. It stops you from speaking your truth in relationships because what if they leave? It paralyzes you from starting that business, writing that book, moving to that city because the unknown feels like danger, even though deep down you know staying exactly where you are is the real slow death. Then there are the shoulds. Oh, the shoulds are brutal. You should have a house by now. You should be married. You should have kids. You should be further along. You should look a certain way, earn a certain amount, have a certain title. These shoulds aren't even yours. They're inherited from parents, absorbed from culture, amplified by comparison online. Every time you measure your life against what you should be, you hand over your power. You start living to satisfy invisible judges instead of to fulfill your own soul. Together, fear and shoulds create the perfect prison. Fear keeps you from moving forward, and shoulds tell you exactly where you're supposed to stand while you're stuck. You end up in this narrow corridor of acceptable choices, safe, predictable, approved, but completely disconnected from the wild, vibrant, purpose-driven life that's actually calling your name. The chains feel invisible because they're internal. No one can see them. Your friends might even envy your life on the surface. But inside, you're suffocating under the weight of decisions made to avoid pain rather than to pursue joy. You're navigating by avoidance instead of by vision. And here's the part that changes everything. Those chains are not locked with a key someone else holds. You forge them with your own thoughts, and you can break them with your own decisions. The moment you decide that your approval matters more than anyone else's, that your peace is worth more than their comfort, that your potential is bigger than your fear, those chains start to crack. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait until the fear disappears. You just need to decide right now that living half alive is no longer acceptable. Listen to me, this is the turning point, the third key that can flip the switch from lost to found in an instant. The unstoppable force already inside you. Yes, you. Not some special people out there, you. Right now, in this body, in this moment, there is a power, a drive, a unique genius that has been buried under layers of doubt, distraction, and other people's opinions. That force isn't waiting to be created. It's waiting to be claimed. You felt it before. Those rare moments when time disappears, when you're completely absorbed in something and it feels effortless, electric, alive. Maybe it was when you were creating something as a kid, solving a problem no one else could crack, helping someone and seeing their face light up, or pushing your body past what you thought possible. In those moments, the mask drops, the shoulds go quiet, fear shrinks, and what remains is pure, raw you, unstoppable. That is not a fluke. That is your true nature peeking through. Every human being is born with a purpose-shaped void inside a specific way only you can contribute, love, build, heal, inspire, or disrupt the world. It's not vague or mystical. It's wired into your DNA. Your experiences, your passions, your deepest frustrations with what's wrong in the world. Your purpose isn't something you invent, net. It's something you uncover by connecting the dots of what lights you up, what angers you into action, what problems you can't stop thinking about solving. The reason you feel lost is because you've been ignoring that inner signal for so long it feels faint, but it's still there, roaring beneath the surface. It's the part of you that refuses to settle, that gets restless when life feels too small, that dreams bigger even when your mind tries to shut it down. That restlessness isn't a flaw, it's proof of life. It's your soul demanding you stop playing small. You don't need to become someone else to find direction. You need to become more of who you already are at your core. Strip away the conditioning. Ask the brutal questions. What would I do if fear had zero power over me? What would I pursue if no one was watching, judging, or approving? What legacy would make me look back and say, that was worth every risk? That unstoppable force isn't hiding in the future after you get the degree, the money, the perfect timing. It's here, now, begging for permission to lead. The instant you decide to listen to it instead of the noise, the fog starts to lift. Paths appear. Opportunities show up because when you align with what's already alive inside you, the universe doesn't just meet you halfway, it conspires to carry you forward. You were never meant to drift. You were engineered for impact. That force has been patient, but it's done waiting. Listen to me. We're hitting the final key now, the one that turns understanding into explosion. The fourth point, the single decision that ends the drift and ignites massive forward momentum. You've heard everything so far, the wrong map, the invisible chains, the unstoppable force inside. Knowledge is powerful, but knowledge without decision is just noise in your head. The reason most people stay lost for years, in decades, is not lack of information. It's lack of a decisive moment. They keep waiting for clarity, for the perfect plan, for fear to vanish, for someone to give permission, but direction doesn't arrive on a silver platter. Direction is claimed in a single ferocious instant when you say, enough, this ends now, I choose. That single decision is the match that lights the fuse. It's not complicated. It's not a 10-step process. It's one raw, non-negotiable commitment. I am done drifting. I am taking full responsibility for the direction of my life, starting right this second. No more excuses. No more waiting for Monday, for more money, for approval, for the stars to align. Today, now. When you make that decision with total certainty, not hope, not maybe, but certainty, something biochemical shifts inside you. Your nervous system registers it, your brain starts rewiring. Resources you didn't know you had show up. People notice the change in your energy before you even speak. Doors that were invisible suddenly appear. Why? Because indecision breeds paralysis, decisive action breeds momentum. And momentum is magnetic. It pulls opportunities, ideas, allies, and breakthroughs toward you faster than you can imagine. This decision isn't about knowing every step ahead. You don't need the whole map to start walking. You just need to pick a direction that aligns with that unstoppable force we talked about and say, I'm going that way and nothing stops me. Then you take the first imperfect step, then the next. Each step compounds. Each day you honor that decision. The drift dies a little more and your true life gains oxygen. Most people never make this decision because it feels scary. It means burning the boats, owning the consequences, risking looking foolish. But staying lost is scarier. Living with regret is scarier. Waking up at 80 wondering, what if is the real terror? So right here, right now, you have a choice. You can close this and go back to the same routine, the same quiet desperation, or you can plant your feet, look yourself in the mirror and declare, I decide today. My life changes direction starting with this breath. That single, unshakable decision is the spark. Everything after it is fire.